I leaned over to Mary and I said, I hope they all just die. And yeah, everyone died. I think that would have made it better for me. I would have probably scored it a little higher if they didn't survive.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Monday, y'all, Couch Critics, but we might have a new name. We'll let the man that came up with it keep you guessing, let you know what the new name is. But a very interesting movie. We took it back to Netflix. Brad was on vacation. You guessed it. You know where he's at. I don't even need to tell you. But an interesting movie. So I am very excited to talk about this one because it was silence in the group chat, as we've gotten better at doing. But again, back to Netflix. So temper your expectations. Went away from the theater. We'll go back to it next week. But gentlemen, welcome back again. Battling some adversity on this Thursday, getting ready for the Friday release. But here we all are, 9:30 Eastern on the East Coast, and we're still at it. How are we feeling?
Feeling good. Glad to be back home. Feeling good.
Good. Brad, anything to report from down south?
Nothing down south. I was in the UP playing golf. Amazing golf.
Very similar, though, probably.
Yeah, there.
No, not
very similar.
Maybe in the surrounding areas.
A lot of nightlife.
No nightlife. Although I did see a guy hit for 170 G's on a slot machine.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I said to the guy, I said, "What are you going to do?" He says, "I think I'm going to buy me a new pickup." I said, "There you go, man."
Like what? So 170, he would get like
90.
Yeah.
90.
Like 90.
Well, he's got a wife in a girlfriend in Ghana and a 5-year-old child there too. So it's like a 90-day thing going on. Yeah.
The plot thickens.
I was in Escanaba. I was in Escanaba, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's probably more to talk about than $770,000. But
yeah, it was interesting. We
struck up. Goes a long way in Ghana.
It does. He's gonna live like a king.
Yeah,
it was a really long way. All right. Well, I know that I just quickly threw out the order, but this week we have the Last House. Letterboxd is a 2.2 out of 5, gentlemen. So we've been on a little bit of a heater with some really good ones, and that's kind of probably why I'm excited to talk about this one, because I feel like there could be some mix-ups here. But anyways, I forgot what I said, but Brad, I think we'll start with you. How about that? You like that?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Mix-ups, I'm curious why you would think that there'd be a mix-up. I would hope that all of us have the same opinion on this movie. I thought the movie, before I get into the movie, it's funny because as I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, what is everybody else going to say? And there's two gentlemen on this podcast right now that I know are going to say that they're built to stay in their house for 5 years. Like they like COVID didn't bother them. They were equipped for pretty much everything they possibly needed. Me, on the other hand, this is a lot of things that came out of this movie. Number one, this is why I don't like the ocean. I'm a pool guy. Don't want to be messing with any sea creatures or anything like that. Number two, my lack of let's call it hobbies outside of golf and random sports. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a gardener. I would fail miserably if I get locked in my house for 5 years. Like, I would be an absolute mess. Like, it would not work out for me. In fact, I would have went through the chimney. I would have figured it out. I'll tell you what I wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have took my youngest daughter and put her through the chimney. I thought that was a little odd. I thought that was, why are you going to put your little daughter up there? That part freaked me out.
She was the only one that could fit.
Oh, you're going to sacrifice your child?
I mean, it's the end of the world, dude. I mean, somebody's got to get sacrificed. Definitely not the dog.
Well, and then that brings up another thing. As soon as the dog situation came up, I was like, Fred's going to have a real problem with this. And I'm not going to steal his thunder in regards to this. I thought the movie was absolutely ridiculous. I kind of knew it going in, like getting trapped in your house 5 years, like people going insane. Like, look, COVID really fucked up a lot of people around here. You know what I mean? And I was in the house for a couple weeks, not too much, and I didn't really follow a lot of COVID guidelines. I did whatever I wanted to the extent of which I could. Let's put it that way. I fear nothing, so I'm not scared of going outside. But I thought this movie was terrible. I would never watch this again. This is the reason, again, this podcast gets me to watch movies I would never watch. And I would never watch a movie about somebody being trapped in their house for 5 years. Um, I thought the people would be going way crazier than what they did, but God bless them for having an engineer. And I thought that some of the things that they came up with to survive were pretty clever, which then made me feel inept when it comes to shit like this, because I don't think I would be able to survive this. I struggle without Wi-Fi big time. And I would be terrible at this. But when it's all said and done, I mean, the dog scene was terrible. I couldn't even stomach that. Putting your kid through the chimney to sacrifice your kid, in my opinion, was wild. I got to go, 2.1. I'll give it a 2-1. But terrible movie, not recommended. I mean, I guess if you couldn't find anything else and you were extremely bored and you wanted to hear about sea creatures taking over the world, this is your movie. But boys, I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
The harsh reality. You know that if Brad gives a low score, that it was really bad. Yeah, that's kind of the barometer. But hey, listen,
I'm curious what you guys think. If you think that other people are going to have a different opinion than me, I'm very curious. But have at it, gentlemen. I'm very curious, especially my very close buddies that are homebodies.
I have a very different opinion, but we're going to go to Cousin Doug first, see what he thinks. Hey, guys, let's clap it up again for Cousin Doug. Let's clap it up. Permanent edition. We love it. Did you buy 7 tickets to see this movie?
Absolutely not. No, not at all. Obviously, in the basement with the popcorn. But what can I say? This movie was not great, as Brad had indicated. I did not know much about this movie going into it, so I don't know why, but I thought this movie was going to be like a very scary movie. So not being a huge scary movie guy myself, it's not like my genre. It's not something that I'm super into. I get scared easily. Ghost shit scares me. Alien shit scares me. So like, I'm not like super into that stuff, but I was like, all right, I'm in. We got to do the pod. Let's make it happen. I went into this movie thinking it was going to be some type of frightening movie. Obviously that's not the case. Quite frankly, I thought the movie was more of like a family movie. Like it was almost kind of like a family movie about survival in a way. I didn't even pick up on the fact it was PG-13. My wife at one point asked me, "Is this a kids movie?" Like she was like, she asked me if this was a kids movie, which I don't think it would be a kids movie, but I don't see any reason why a kid couldn't watch it. To be honest, I mean, it seemed like it was relatively a family style movie. Brad, yes. One of my fantasies would be to like somehow, come into a whole bunch of money, maybe even illegally, and then be sentenced to house arrest. Like, I think that would be like a dream case scenario for myself. Um, and being locked in my house is not scary at all in any way, shape, or form. Now, if you take away the Wi-Fi and you take away the food and you take away the water and all that good stuff, then it starts to get a little dicey. But I would say being locked in your house is not scary in one bit. Like you, I would definitely not fare very well because I can't build anything. I'm not mechanically inclined. I'm not building traps and freaking killing animals and then uh, eating them and all that good stuff. The ocean theory I thought was kind of neat because it is, the ocean is such a scary situation. I like the concept of the movie. I mean, the overall concept of the movie. I've never seen that done before. I mean, so I got to give it to me. I'm unfamiliar with another movie that's like this. So to me, on an originality factor, I just cut to the chase. I give it like a 2.5, very mild 2.5. I watched the movie. I wasn't bored. I didn't think it was like boring or anything. I thought the monster itself was very weak. I thought that it didn't really do a lot for me. It just kind of looked like an octopus type situation. It didn't do much for me. Let's see. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say. The movie was not great. Wouldn't I never watch it again. Wouldn't recommend anybody watch it. It was fine. I mean, no big deal. I don't want my 2 hours back or anything like that. Not as bad as 72 hours.
Yeah. I think that's a really a pretty good solid synopsis of how this went. So I'll go next before we go to our anchor, Freddy. Here's the thing. I agree with most of what Brad said and pretty much all of what Cousin Doug said. But I think that there are cool elements to this movie. And I think that it was, once you got past probably the first 20 to 30 minutes, pretty entertaining. I think if you have ever seen the movie The Quiet Place and I guess Odyssey, which we saw 2 weeks ago, and you kind of smash these together and then you make them the Kmart version, you get this. Okay. You can't really expect much from this, but I do think that it's cool, like how they are sort of navigating this, kind of bringing up the floorboards, building, like planting stuff, growing things, making it work. You know what I mean? And I think that that isn't necessarily something that I can relate to because I, like Brad, would not succeed in an environment like this. But I think that it's cool seeing people kind of piece it all together. Unlike Cousin Doug, I thought that the monster was pretty cool. I thought that the way that it looked and the way that it kind of operated was interesting. But one big flaw, the movie never really gets to why the fuck any of this is happening, which is probably where it lost me for the most part of it. Because again, there's a lot of random things that take place in the sewers, like a tsunami's taking place. You got this giant thing with fucking tentacles all over the place. You got catching raccoons from the fucking chimney. Like there's a lot of polarizing things that are happening throughout this movie that really kind of it loses you and then it brings you back in a little bit. But again, the major miss here is that you just have no idea why any of it's happening. Like they start the movie with them getting locked in the house and they end the movie with them walking out to this, seems like nothing's going on in the world. Like the world kind of shut down. And we have no idea why. And we have no idea where they came from. Our assumption is from the sky based off of kind of the ending scene, but no idea. So for me, with that in mind, this is like a decent watch. Like if you do end up where you've got nothing to watch and you're looking to get entertained for 110 minutes, this isn't terrible. It's landslides better than 72 hours. And I think that you leave it with something to talk about. This is a movie that you leave and there's some dialogue that could be had with the people that you watch it with, both good and bad. But for me, middle of the road, 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Ready?
Yeah, I agree and disagree with most of what you guys are saying. Little things here and there. I definitely agree with a lot of stuff that everyone's saying. I do have some other thoughts, my own thoughts. My thought was, it was the ocean taking back its land, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Now, did they portray it that way or make it known? Kind of. I don't know. It wasn't a masterpiece by any means. I I I I actually, I mean, I liked 72 Hours more than this movie. I don't think this movie um can live up to that, but I wasn't I'm a Greta Lee guy. I like Greta Lee. I like Walter Moura. So I like both those guys. So I also like Cousin Doug. Like I didn't really know that much going in, and I thought it was going to be a supernatural type taking over the house kind of. So I really didn't know that much. And then, the whole rain situation. And so then I was getting a different vibe. So I didn't look at much going in and I didn't watch the trip, but I thought it was going to be pretty good. I like those two actors. I'm a Pisces. So I'm water child, I'm water sign. So I love the ocean, right? So I wasn't mad at the fact that the ocean was trying to take back what it had originally. Not mad at that. I don't think they went about it the right way, but I respect the ocean. So I think the ocean deserves more than, it has at this moment. So with that being said, the dog, no need for that. There was absolutely zero need for that. Also, the catching of all the animals and stuff. It was like they knew me. Like they knew how to piss me off, right? And they're like, we're gonna kill a dog, we're gonna chop him up. Freddy's gonna love this. I'm like, because if you didn't have a dog, you didn't need you obviously didn't need it. So it is what it is. Also, another thing, and I'm a grower, right? By nature. So I wouldn't have had a problem growing things. If you guys know my past, you know that. Number one, you don't grow corn. Corn has zero nutritional value. That's where they went wrong there. You have to grow things with nutritional value. And I actually said to Mary while they showed the plants and stuff, I said, why the fuck would they grow all this corn? They need something else. Beans. You need some type of beans, some type of protein. You like corn ain't gonna do it for you. It's zero traditional nutritional value. But I do like the idea that they try to incorporate that shit. I said to Mary, maybe in the first half hour of the movie, why don't they take the toilet off and go through the sewer? Like, I mean, the guy's an engineer. I mean, now I'm not mad at the fact that the little girl went through the chimney. Listen, everyone has to pull their part, right? This is one of those times where, when duty calls, people got to pull their weight. And I don't care how old you are, man. You need to pull your fucking weight. Like, this isn't, these are crazy times, right? So I feel that the little girl deserved to go out there. I don't really care about that. I mean, I thought it was the most logical thing because of the size of the chimney there. But with killing all those animals, there was one point, and I leaned over to Mary and I said, I hope they all just die. And yeah, everyone died. I think that would have made it better for me. I would have probably scored it a little higher if they didn't survive because of the things they did that pissed me off. And the dog thing, total turn off. And even catching all the little animals and stuff like that, like wasn't cool at all. So I was hoping, I was cheering, like the old horror films, you start cheering for the bad guy. I was cheering for the ocean, right? I wanted everyone to die. I wanted the ocean to take back its land. So that's where I was going with it. I was hoping they didn't get out. Unfortunately, they did. So it is what it is. I gave it a 2.6 overall. I think I gave 72 hours, maybe a 3.25, which I think is just about right. 2.6. I don't think it was a waste of time. I mean, yeah, there's a million movies you watch that you'll never watch again, even if they are kind of good or,
True.
I don't know how many movies I really watch over. Not many percentage wise, but I wouldn't watch it over. I wouldn't like recommend it for someone, but if someone was like, man, I need something to watch. Yo, did you see that fucking movie on Netflix, The Next House? Check it out. Because I would want them to go through it, what I went through. So, but as for Brad, yes, built for that shit. Didn't think it was going to be a 5-year plan. I didn't know the movie was going to be that crazy. But yeah, I could definitely do 5 years. I didn't understand why they stopped. There's a couple things that like where my head was going when this was going down. Like you can't expect things to end. So like why when the faucets were working, why are you not just running water constantly, filling things up? Like the electric, there's nothing really you can do about it. But like when water is the most important thing, I think. Obviously food, but water, once you get out of the water thing, you're done. I mean, yes, the rain, you could take the rain in, you could boil it, shit like that. But I didn't understand because I was like, they should just fill the tub up with water for now, make ice, like do things like that. Like, I don't know how they would make ice, but like I felt like they were losing resources along the way. Now I could imagine that this would kill 99% of the people in the world. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, come on. The people who survived probably wouldn't have survived either. That was just for the story. But with that being said, I was hoping everyone died anyway. So, yes, I'm Team Ocean in this one. I was really hoping for and I'm not trying to be a dick, dude. I'm being honest here. I wanted a struggling death. Like I wanted kids drowning, like watching their parents drown. I wanted like some real weird, wacky shit because you need to teach these people a lesson because they're fucking with nature. And nature, when it fucks with you, things happen that you're not gonna like. So,
why are you talking
listen,
like you're a
and I'm gonna say
vegetarian?
this. What's that?
Why are you talking like you're a vegetarian, like you don't eat meat or anything like that? Like,
Oh no, I do,
I know,
but
like,
but but that doesn't mean I that has nothing to do with the ocean. I love the ocean.
yeah, but
Yeah,
you're
but
saying
like
that
you're
they're
mad
catching the
about the
animals to eat, the
yeah.
animals to kill. Like, you're making it sound like you don't eat meat products at all. Like you're just a straight vegan or
I
something.
Well, no, that's not true. I can't kill. I don't kill animals myself. And I think there's a lot of people out there that if they had to kill a cow to get a steak, they wouldn't eat it either. So like that's my see no evil. I don't know, keep it out of, kind of thing. But I just thought it would be a better ending if it was a big struggling death for the entire family. And that's what left you off like, damn. It doesn't always have to be a happy ending. Like, like it's so weird that you knew they were getting out, right? I mean, if you didn't think they were all gonna just sit in there and die. Like,
Well, they were floating in the middle of nowhere on a boat. Like, I don't think that was a happy ending.
I think it was, but I
uh,
think at least one of them should have died. Like
yes,
one.
Hey, can we talk?
yes,
Can we
because
talk about
then
the
what's that?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like the whole boat thing was kind of wild too. It's like, so you just grab this dude's hoopty boat that's been sitting landlocked in this guy's driveway for God knows how long. Now all of a sudden you're out on the ocean, which by the way is taller than the tallest skyscraper in the metropolis area, and you're just out on the open ocean. I don't know. It's wild. There's so many holes in this movie.
That's
Not
why.
that I expected it to
The,
be real, but
the
Yeah,
only thing
and
that was relatable for me was when the guy was trying to drive his car through the garage door. That would have been me the whole time.
hey,
Like, I
hey,
get that.
the
I know where his head's at.
Yeah. Most terrifying part of this movie to me is being stuck with only two movies, Annie and Air Force One. If that's all I got left, if that's all I'm working with,
Shoot me.
yeah, just put me out of my fucking misery. Like Freddy said, I don't know, like that would have been a painful death. My question to you guys would be, are you planning for this? Like, if something similar, maybe hopefully not this bad, but if something similar happened, do you have access to DVDs, a DVD player, music on CD or whatever, records or whatever you can do? Could you keep yourself entertained with zero Wi-Fi internet? I mean, are the board games accessible? You know, could you handle?
I'll go first. Absolutely 100% no. Now, I can tell you this. My basement is full of young children's stuff, like toys and things from when the kids were little. I mean, we could keep ourselves entertained with some board games, no CDs, no DVD, nothing like that. Absolutely not. In fact, my question to you guys is how much food do you have in your house right now? Because
Not enough.
we would be screwed. Like we would be
Not
screwed.
enough.
yeah, and I mean, I've I've stretched a small amount of food before. So I'm not worried about that. Now, obviously, what I have today, I could probably last a year. I mean, you gotta cut down, dude. Like, you have to really you gotta dig in, dude. Like, I think right now, if you gave me and I would let you do the ordering of the groceries. If you left a grocery delivery here, you do the ordering. I don't care if you give me one banana and a fucking carton of eggs. Whatever you decide in your heart of hearts, I can do a year.
Now, that's a
And
Survivor
I would
show
say
I
this.
want to watch.
And I would say this. You could take the Wi-Fi, you could take the televisions, you could take my phone. I could do a year.
That's a
Not
man.
me.
That is a
Standing
man.
on standing on my head.
Here's what we need from our listeners. Somebody sponsor Freddy to be able to try this.
Well,
That
did you
would
see
be
the
amazing.
billboard?
Well,
Did
we
you
would need to get a
I did.
stay
I did.
husband to fill his
you,
place.
you saw the billboard with the dude up there in LA?
Yep.
I saw it.
Yep.
Yep.
Did you see it, Nolan?
I didn't see that. No. What are
There
you
was a
talking
guy who lived in the billboard in a little house, promoting this movie for like a week.
this
Oh,
movie?
Yeah,
Oh, no. I
oh
didn't see
no,
I thought it was pretty cool advertisement.
I thought it was too.
No, I completely missed this. I've seen guys living on
Oh
billboards
no,
before.
no.
I thought
So they did it last weekend in or last week in LA. It was like the front
interesting.
a little front bay window kind of.
Yeah, like a bubble.
Yeah.
Have to look it up.
Now I don't know
Interesting.
how long he was in there, and I don't know if it was some like optical illusion type bullshit. But like, yeah, no, I mean, give me a full fridge. I say I'll do a year standing on my fucking head.
Yeah.
And you can take the electricity too. Take it all.
I don't even have a month in me.
I think you do though.
No, I
If
don't.
you had to,
Yeah,
that's the difference, though.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you had
I would
to
have found
take
a way
care
out of
of
the house. I would have
if you
found
had
a
to
way out
take
of that
care
damn
of
house.
Sarah and your kids, Brad, like you'd find a way.
I would definitely find a way. But I
You'd
would
find-
have gotten out
Yeah.
of that house. I would have gotten out of that house
You
without a
can't
doubt.
get out of it.
Yeah.
There was no
No.
way out.
You can't fucking get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have went
Yeah.
through the sewer. I
The
would have went
Yeah,
through the
but you're
sewer.
still
Hold on.
inside.
Hold on, real quick. The only reason the bathroom through the bathroom worked is because the house sank.
Shifted.
It shifted.
Well,
So, like,
also the
to say
sewer is
within the
also
first,
contained. You're not out. You're in still a structure. Now, the thing is, I would have been in other people's houses way before they were.
When she grabbed that water bottle or whatever that was and drank that, I thought I was gonna puke.
But like,
Yeah,
you
I
weren't,
thought for sure that was a piss jug. For sure.
you
Yeah.
weren't,
yeah,
you
that
weren't
was crazy.
thinking about jumping into the sewage system and going into other people's houses. Like that would have been the first thing I thought of. Like,
The very first question I had, I was watching it with my wife, and when she went into the sewer and she was supposed to go to the dentist's house to get this medication. Now, mind you, I just watched this movie like an hour ago. That's why everything's so fresh in my mind. So, I mean, but when she went to I kept thinking about how is she going to get in the house from the sewage pipe into the house? I kept thinking she had no tools. She had nothing with her. I didn't really understand how she was going to just go into the house.
That's
That's
a good point. They never
well,
showed
that's what
that.
I said.
They never showed that. Yeah,
I said that to
Because I'm not a
Mary.
mechanically inclined guy, but I like to think you just can't go into the pipe and just or go up into someone's
Well,
house like you're
no
fucking
chance.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, and that was
I
crazy.
said to-
I didn't think about that.
I said to Mary, I said, how is she going to get out the other end? They smashed the toilet and made a hole. So how would you get out the other end in that house? Like you have to think of like these things. Now they did have the chalkboards and stuff, and they could have been telling the guys across the street, remove the toilet, break around it. We can get you over here. You can get over here, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't think of all that stuff until 5 years later. Now, that's another reason why I think they deserve to die. And I'm not saying that
Agreed.
I'm not heartless. I mean, I don't want, they're actors and actresses. They're going to be alive. Just like I have to tell myself that dog is playing dead, because,
Yeah.
you have to tell yourself these things. And so I would have been okay with all of them dying, or at least everyone but one.
Yeah, I think Freddy makes a good point. I mean, like, it seemed like pretty much all of civilization died, and then what? This particular, I don't even know how to describe, octopus decides to spare their family. Like that's
Right.
like, and then like
Right.
scares off
Right.
the other ones that are like gonna kill them at the end. It is like a really good point. It's like they really tried hard to make you feel like, well, this is great. Like they made it. Like they're alive. Like Cousin Doug was saying, like that family element. Instead of making it tough to watch at the end, we're like, the son who's like trying to escape gets killed. Like,
Yeah.
he should have
The
died.
only thing Sarah
should
was
have died.
saying when the only thing Sarah was saying when she did that, she looked at me and she's like, the medicine's expired. It's not going to be worth this shit anyway. Like, I don't understand why that's true. Like, well, yeah.
Well, and
A lot
the
of
other
holes.
thing was,
A lot of holes.
the other thing was, why was she looking through the medicines? Dude, take everything. Take every single medication that's there. Crush it up, snort it. At least have a good time going out, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
like
agreed.
you could have had a good time. Like, like you were worried about your daughter who got bit and shit like that, which was not
Her
your
own fault.
Yeah. So, I mean, if she got gangrene and died, I think it would have made the story a little better. Like, I mean, no, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I think it would have been a more shock value than
There is
knowing
so many-
everyone's going to get out alive.
There's so many holes like in that specific part, right? Because it's like she gets bit, then she goes down, then they're like, we need to find medicine. Let's go through the drain. Then somehow, again, to you guys' points, They get up into the other house. She escapes the sea monsters. She gets back in. It's just like there's like that. What was that? Like 10 to 15 minutes? Like that
Yeah.
10 to 15-minute part has just endless holes where it's like you're doing way too much just to save her life, where all we're looking for is to get hit with a little bit of like, dang, like if you made it 5 years and then your daughter gets bit by a, what was it, a ferret? Gets bit by a ferret and dies. Like that's what kills her out of all things. And then maybe like you go into the dad blaming himself for like not supervising the trap, right? Or something like that. And it creates that plot line instead of one that has just so many holes. But
Right.
I did have a question because I don't know too much about rabies. So if he would have, if let's say that she never gets bit, he cooks that, they eat that. Rabies doesn't matter. They cooked it out.
No.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I don't know if that's a dumb question.
That's a great question, Nolan.
I don't know enough about rabies. So like could a
don't know
plot
anything
might have
about
been
rabies.
they all eat a fucking rabies infested ferret because the
I'm sure they get sick, but I don't know how that works. I think rabies is a saliva thing, is transmitted through saliva and into your pores. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't want any animal to die. I would rather have the humans in the films die than any.
Yeah, I know one thing. I'm dying because I don't know what fucking color berries to eat or what animals have rabies or what I'm supposed to eat. And I had a question for you guys. In the event of this cataclysmic, catastrophic scenario that plays out in all these movies and TV shows, do you want to survive? Do you want to go through this and deal with with the hope that you're the last living person that's, on a conquest to try to revitalize civilization? Or would you rather just be lights out and you don't have to deal with none of this shit? You're not
Really
snapping
quick.
ferrets' necks.
Yeah. As the guy with no kids, just take me out, man. Like just take me out, man. Like, I get it. The answer's probably different. Like, for you guys, like Freddy, your nieces and nephews, or your nieces that were just visiting you, Brad, your kid. Like, I'm like, dude, like I ain't got nobody to look over or like, cause like if my kid was like 12 years old, like I'm not gonna be like, not give it a shot. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I would like the idea of starting a world over where I'm in charge, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That's
I also
like,
look at
I
too,
started it. Like, my
I guess
rules
maybe
now.
the other silver lining could be like just over the hill, there's just like a sea of babes that lost their dudes. And like they need you to pump the life back into them and then respawn an entire civilization.
And here I am,
That's definitely
saving the world.
dude.
See you, babes.
Again.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I think that I think either way, if you want to survive or not, I think you need to alter your state a little bit. I think that drugs would be a great idea. Maybe even lighting on, like you have access to so many chemicals under your sink and stuff like that. You could huff, you can do a bunch of different things. I think you need to do things like that to alter your state. And because most likely you think you're going to die. Because like I said, there's no way they should have survived anyway. So at least go out high, get your money's worth.
Or at least like in that headspace of where you're creating new things with that, like I'm stoned enough that I just created another world.
There's really, if you have zero responsibility for 5 years, there's zero reason to be sober. Like, honestly, like,
right. Fair.
It doesn't make sense to be cold sober. Like, you got to be trying all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm mixing some shit together.
Tide Pods, boop, like everything.
Hey, Freddie, not to rub salt in the wound, but with the dog situation, you keep going back to like, something that little girl should have died or whatever the case may be to have a little bit of cinematic theatrics to pump some life into the story. They had no problem, shooting this dog. They had no problem carving it up. They had no problem eating it. They had no problem throwing it out as bait. I mean, that dog, was used quite a bit throughout the film. Now thinking back on it, that girl, the first time she got sick, toss her right out as a decoy, let the monster, go after it, and then, try to figure out your next move.
Yeah. I mean, listen, somebody has to make a sacrifice, right? And and everyone needs to pull their own weight. And this isn't about, well, she's 12, she's 10, he's 8. I don't give a fuck. Like, like we're all in this together now. Like, and we all need to pull our own weight. You're not just going to sit there and watch Annie all fucking day while I'm fishing for ferrets out the chimney. Like, that's
and
not
you know
gonna
what?
happen.
This movie that we're talking about, which I like the movie. I enjoyed the movie, I should say. I mean, I'm thinking how much better the movie would have been had there been a taboo situation like that, like some type of crazy death, something that we weren't expecting, something nuts that would happen. Like we come from an era where the movies that have those crazy scenes is what you remember, right? I mean, Sicario, the dinner scene when the guy takes out the whole guy's family in front of him, right? The 1983 classic, The Beastmaster, when the guy takes the baby and tosses it into the eternal
Yes.
fire pit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I need something like that.
That girl gets bit by a ferret, drag her ass in the fucking garage and shoot her in the back of the head. Right?
Yeah, right.
Chop her up and use her as bait now.
Hey, listen, say what you want about this movie. Good, bad, entertaining at times. It gives you a lot to talk about.
It
A lot
does.
to talk about.
Gives you a lot
What-
to talk about.
What do we have on tap for next week?
The next week, we're going to go back down Anne Hathaway Boulevard. This is, I think I was trying to recount it. I think her 4th film of the year. 5th will be out a little bit later. That was just announced. I think it was October, November. But yeah, we're going to see the end of Oak Street. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the first time outside of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchises that we're getting a movie featuring dinosaurs. So
In suburbia.
Yeah. So huge dinosaur fan myself, excited to see it. And obviously everyone on here, hopefully, is a huge fan of Anne Hathaway. So it's sure to give us some entertainment value. I did look at Letterboxd. Only about 14,000 people have seen it so far. And it's ranked at about a 3.2. So we'll see how that shifts throughout the week as, obviously we see it and so do the masses. But yeah, that comes out today. So take some time.
I just hope that more humans die than animals in that movie.
No
That's all
chance.
I'm looking for. That's
No
all I
chance.
want.
What is the
The
over
only
under?
thing this movie missed that would have hit the trifecta for Fred is if somebody puked.
10 seconds.
Yeah. Did somebody
Sex,
not
puke,
puke?
and killed animal.
Nobody
When he
puked.
drank the salt water, did he puke?
Probably. There
I
might
don't
have been a
remember
gag
seeing-
here or there.
Man, not a full-fledged puke.
Yeah.
I was like, before we started, I knew that he was going to hate this one. Like as soon as I finished it, even throughout it, I was like, not relatable. Things are dying. Like I was just like, check and get off the list.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, Freddy gonna fucking
Every
hate
time something like that happens in a movie where not even the part of him actually killing the dog, once you see a frame of an animal, you're like, asshole. Like, and Mario has said to me, you have to remember, they really don't die. It's just acting. The dog's acting. And I'm like, I don't care. Then let's act that the 12-year-old gets shot in the head. Like,
Wait, hold on.
like,
Would you rather the animals go without work though?
Now, I think they're being exploited by their owners, to be honest.
They are.
And
They are.
Yeah, 100%. They're being exploited, just like child actors are being exploited. So I don't think, listen, in today's day and age with AI, you don't have to even have these guys on set. Like kill an AI dog. Like,
You know what? Hey, Freddie, when they're making this movie, they probably already had it half shot and they went back and they were like, you know what? We got to put a fucking dog in this movie.
Yeah, drag that guy back in here. Let's kill a golden retriever.
It is. I mean, again, like it brings up a really good point because you have a very positive ending for everything else except for the dog. Like the dog got the fucking short end of the stick
Yeah.
all the
I
way
hope he
around.
was the highest paid actor.
Yeah, doubt it.
Well, I
Hey,
don't.
by the way,
because-
they don't even show like the blonde chick that was running. Like she's jogging and then she just kind of disappears.
Oh,
They
she
couldn't have
died.
just had her freaking slimed out.
Well, they
You know?
died. She died.
somebody
She
else
got-
came up to the window though, all fucked up. That wasn't
That was
her.
her.
Oh, was it?
Same,
was that
same
her?
thing. Yeah. She
Oh,
got,
that was
she
her.
got, yeah, she got hers for sure.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, Brad, you seem to be confused when I said a mix of The Quiet Place and The Odyssey before.
Very
Yeah, I
quiet
didn't-
place, like.
Did you get that reference? Have you seen The Quiet Place?
I have not seen The Quiet Place. I just was really confused with the
I enjoyed
Odyssey
it.
reference.
It's kind of the opposite of, instead of seeing them, like letting them see you, it's letting them hear you. So it's like the same
But
thing.
you could go outside.
You can go outside and kind of navigate, but it's very noise sensitive. You should watch them.
Yeah.
Those are great movies.
I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, those are good ones. And then the
And
Odyssey.
I'm not a monster guy. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Again, hey, listen. I do recommend seeing this movie. I think that it gives you something to talk about. And you know, in a day where you're always trying to find common ground, this is a good movie to find common ground with people. But again, back to the theater. So over the next week, take your family, take your kids, your significant other, whoever it is, take them to the theater and give them some support. Jeff, Sophia, Brad, who you know, got an email today from AMC. They're having their shareholder meeting September 23rd, I think it was, making decisions. So him as a stockholder of AMC. So let's hope Jeff makes some good decisions on behalf of the masses. Maybe we can get some new seats at the AMC in Great Lakes.
Very good idea.
We'll see. All right. End of Oak Street next week. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. Maybe throw a comment in there too if you feel a little bit spicy. But gentlemen, anything else before we sign off?
All good.
All right.
Ready to get back to
Freddy,
the movies.
Hold on. I almost forgot. Freddie, you want to send us out with our new name?
What's that?
With our new name.
Oh, it's movie time, y'all.
Yeah. It's movie night, y'all.
Movie night, y'all.
Yeah.
Movie night. It's movie night, y'all. Sorry. Damn.
Yeah, we'll get
I
that.
have one job.
We'll get that next week. But anyways, all right. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.
Take care. Hey,